They don't want you to know this about women, because once you do, you'll stop playing the game blind. If you stay until the end, you'll know exactly how to spot the moment she switches from genuine to dangerous, and how to protect yourself before it's too late. Every man eventually meets her, the woman whose beauty disarms him, whose smile makes him believe he's finally safe, whose affection feels like oxygen after a lifetime of holding his breath. But behind that charm, something else lingers, not always malicious, not always intentional, but dangerous, not because of who she is, but because of what she triggers. The wrong woman doesn't destroy a man with poison, she destroys him with illusion. She mirrors his needs, amplifies his fantasies, rewards his vulnerability, and just when he leans in, she flips. She withdraws, she tests, she twists, and he's left chasing the version of her that no longer exists. By the time he realizes what's happening, it's too late. His peace is gone, his clarity is gone. And the worst part? He blames himself. But what if there was a way to see her clearly before the damage is done? What if, instead of being tested, you were the one doing the testing? This isn't about playing games. It's about survival. Psychological, emotional, spiritual survival. Because not every woman who enters your life is meant to stay. Some are storms, sent not to grow you, but to reveal what still makes you bleed. So before you give her your time, before you hand over your trust, before you place your heart in her hands, here's how to test her. Subtly, quietly, with precision. So you don't just see who she wants you to see. You see who she truly is. When the mask slips, Test 1, the boundary test. Set a boundary. Small, simple, unemotional. Tell her no. Tell her you can't text during work hours. Tell her you won't cancel your gym session just because she's in the mood. Tell her you're not rushing intimacy. Tell her you need space to think and watch, not her words, her reactions. If she respects it, good. If she pauses and reflects, better. But if she resents it, if she gets passive-aggressive, if she withdraws her affection to punish you, that's not a woman. That's a test disguised as a tantrum. A woman who cannot handle boundaries will never protect yours. She will push until there's nothing left of you but a smiling shell. And when that happens, she won't stay either. She'll leave, because even she can't love the man who betrayed himself for her comfort. The test is simple: say no, and see if her love is conditional. Test 2. The attention shift. Withdraw your attention just a little, not out of spite, not out of ego, but to observe. Stop chasing. Slow your texts. Delay your response. Spend more time in your purpose. Pull your energy back to yourself. Now watch what she does. Does she lean in with warmth or weaponize the silence? Does she ask with curiosity or accuse with venom? Women who feed on control can't handle a man who recenters himself. It threatens their script. The insecure woman needs your constant attention, like oxygen. The manipulative woman uses it as leverage. Only the emotionally mature woman understands the rhythm of space and return. When you pull back, does she panic or stay grounded? That answer reveals everything. And if this content is making sense to you, then click the subscribe button and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for your support. Test 3, the chaos trigger. Introduce controlled discomfort, not cruelty, not drama, but unpredictability. Be unavailable for a night without warning. Change your mind about a plan. Hold your ground when she tries to emotionally sway you. Disagree, not aggressively but unapologetically. The point isn't to provoke. The point is to observe how she handles the unexpected when she doesn't control the narrative. Some women cannot tolerate the unknown. Because control isn't just a preference, it's their survival mechanism. And when they lose control of the emotional environment, they don't self-soothe. They attack, they guilt, they bait you into explaining, defending, justifying. But here's the deeper truth. A woman who cannot regulate her own emotional weather will turn you into her umbrella. You'll be blamed for every storm. You'll be expected to fix what she refuses to face in herself. So test this early. Introduce healthy chaos, not recklessly, but intentionally, and see if she leans into trust or turns into thunder, because any woman can appear composed when everything goes her way. But who is she when it doesn't? Test 4, the shadow mirror. Reveal something real, vulnerable, subtle, not your resume, not your trauma, something in between. Tell her what actually scares you. Tell her where you still feel weak as a man. Not with apology, with ownership. Then pay attention. Does she soften or seize it? Does she hold space or store it as ammunition? This is where the manipulative feminine thrives. She pretends to be the nurturing one until your truth exposes her discomfort with depth. You'll know her by her silence afterward, not the quiet that comforts, but the silence that sharpens. She may not attack you outright, but the shift is real. Suddenly, you're less attractive. Suddenly, she becomes more distant. Suddenly, she accuses you of being too much, or not man enough. It's subtle, but deadly, because the woman who cannot sit with your truth will slowly turn you into a liar. You'll stop revealing. You'll start performing. And eventually, you won't recognize the version of yourself she fell for because it was never real. So give her a small mirror of your shadow and see what she reflects back. If she respects it, protects it, holds it without fear, she's rare. But if she twists it, minimizes it, or uses it to tip the power scale in her favor, you've already seen the future. Believe it. Bonus signal. The comfort test. Bring her into your silence. Not your bed, not your big ideas. Just your stillness. Sit in a quiet room. Say nothing. Play no music. Scroll nothing. Be, and let her be in it too. The woman who can sit with you in stillness, without needing to fill the space, is the one who has made peace with herself. The ones who panic, they've never met their own soul, so yours makes them restless. You'll see it in how quickly they reach for a distraction, in how they need to do instead of simply be. These are not red flags. These are psychic tells. Because if she cannot rest in the calm of your presence, she will never stop chasing noise. And eventually, she will resent you for not being noisy enough. Silence is the sacred filter. Use it early. Why these tests matter. Every one of these tests bypasses the social mask. You're not checking if she's attractive. You're checking if she's emotionally safe. Because many men learn too late. The cost of ignoring early signs isn't discomfort, it's identity collapse. You begin strong. You begin grounded. You begin principled. But slowly, you adjust to avoid her moods. You apologize for your needs. You prioritize her validation over your values. And then you look in the mirror, and you don't see a man. You see a boy, desperate not to be left. That's not love. That's trauma reenactment. And every man who's been there knows it doesn't end with a breakup. It ends with confusion, regret, years of rebuilding. But it can be avoided, not with paranoia, but with awareness. Not by avoiding women, but by learning how to observe them without illusion. The truth is always there. You just need the courage to test for it. There's a certain kind of woman who knows how to pass surface-level checks. She says all the right things, knows how to mirror your values, praises your ambition, agrees with your ideas, smiles in all the right places, and yet, something in your gut whispers, look deeper. Because what matters is not how she behaves when she's winning you, but how she behaves when she thinks she has you. What does she do with your softness? How does she respond to your strength? Does she welcome your depth, or does she subtly punish it? Most manipulation doesn't come in screaming matches or slammed doors. It comes in micro withdrawals, in subtle shame, in conditional approval, in the quiet training of your nervous system to need her permission to feel okay. You lose yourself not because she demanded it, but because she trained you to offer it. And that's why these tests matter, because they don't test her personality, they test her nervous system, her trauma response, her emotional maturity, her relationship with power, control, vulnerability, and whether she has the capacity to coexist with a man who isn't afraid to lead himself. Because here's what most men don't realize until it's too late. You don't rise in love with a woman's potential. You fall in love with her patterns. And if those patterns are built on chaos, blame, insecurity, or control, it doesn't matter how much she says she loves you. Her nervous system will always sabotage your peace. So test before your peace becomes the price. Test for emotional regulation, respect under pressure, and presence in silence. Non-reactivity to boundaries, integrity when disappointed, ability to see you, not just what you can give her. Because the moment you start explaining your worth, you've already lost your value. The right woman won't need to be convinced. She'll feel the strength in your stillness. She'll respect your edges. She won't ask you to shrink. And you'll know, not because she says the right words, but because you won't feel the need to test her again. She'll pass the only test that truly matters. She doesn't make you abandon yourself to be loved. If this resonated, take a moment to subscribe. Drop a comment below, not for the algorithm, but to mark this chapter in your journey. If you made it this far, you're not just watching, you're remembering, returning, reclaiming your inner ground. So trust that the video YouTube shows you next, the one appearing now, is not random. It's the next doorway, the next layer, and it will meet you exactly where you are. We'll see you in the next depth. Depthoria continues.